This is for store 532, customer Jones. We are here today for a kitchen measure. There are a couple of notes that we'll go over today, but this is going to be the overall floor plan. I'll do a quick zoom in for you. Please feel free to hit pause at any time during this video to go ahead and view the plans, the notes, or any of the handwritten notes that I do have here for you as well. Couple of different things that we will talk about is going to be these corner posts, some of the HVAC options, and then the backsplash countertops, as well as all of the cabinetry. So let's go ahead and back up just a little bit so I can show you the overall space. This is the kitchen that we are looking at today. And this is where all the cabinetry are going to be going. We do plan on keeping the same footprint for this kitchen. So we did measure the overall cabinet lengths and the island position. So you should have most of those footprints there. But if you do have any questions, please do feel free to give me a call. I'll give my phone number at the end of this video as well. So go ahead and watch to the end and you'll be able to ask me all the questions that you need. Now, a couple of different things is all the appliances are going to be planned on staying in the same locations. We are not planning on moving any of the appliances right now. Over here inside of the cooktop area, what we will end up doing is we're actually going to be taking this cooktop and the plan is to take a 36-inch wide range and place it here inside of this cooktop area. Again, center line should be the same. So you do have that center line currently on there. And as you can see, we do have a regular 110 volt outlet there. Now, one thing I will mention is with this outlet, depending on the cooktop, this outlet may need to be updated to a 220 volt outlet. Go ahead and look at the cabinetry, or look at the specifications, I should say, for your new range, just to make sure that you have all of the specifications met, the amperage as well as the voltage that is needed for your new cooktop. As you can see, we do have a gas line here already. The new cooktop does plan on being a dual fuel cooktop, so we will have gas and electric as well. And that will be the cooktop again, or I'm sorry, the new range, not cooktop. The range will be, is planned to be either a dual fuel or it'll use electric and gas as well. So go ahead and plan on that for this area. And then again, it will be about 36 inches wide is what the plan is. Now for the above area, for the above hood, this over the range microwave is actually going to be removed. Now we do want to save all of these appliances when removing them. If we can, let's go ahead and place these appliances inside of the homeowner's garage, and that way they'll be able to determine how they want to reuse these appliances, but they will also plan on purchasing some new appliances for this kitchen. So although these appliances will not be reinstalled into this kitchen, these appliances will be reused just inside of a different location. So we do want to save them. We do not want to take away these appliances. With that being said, this appliance here will no longer be an over the range microwave. This is actually planned to be a decorative wall mounted hood with a chimney on it. So a note for the HVAC guys is going to be that this current microwave actually vents out the back. With most microwave cabinets, or most over the range microwaves, you can vent them out the top or you can vent it out the back. This current one is vented out the back of the microwave. So one thing that we do want to kind of take note of is that the venting itself may need to be adjusted for the new hood. So again, model numbers are going to be key for your remodel. Get all of the model numbers, and that way the designer will be able to disseminate and send those model numbers to all of the trades that need the model numbers, including the appliance companies, your electrician, your plumbers, as well as the HVAC guys, so that they can see any and all requirements for the appliances, and that way there will be no delays in the installation of your brand new kitchen. So appliance numbers are going to be key. Now, with that being said, since this will be a decorative hood, we do always suggest that decorative hoods have about 3 inches of space in between the actual cabinet and the side of the hood. So most decorative hoods are not made to go up against the side wall of a cabinet. So we do want to make sure we finish the side walls of the cabinets. So flush finish, just like what you're seeing here, is something that is going to be preferred. And then we can go ahead and have a 3-inch space and however big that hood can be. So with that 36-inch range, the hood itself should be at least 36 inches. You can go bigger if you would like to. The next size up would be 42 inches. And that should allow you to actually give you a little bit more headroom between the cooking surface and the bottom of the vent. But again, look at the specifications on your new appliances just to make sure that everything fits just fine with that. Now, as we work our way up, you do see that we have a little step up here. We want these 42-inch high cabinets to be the new wall cabinets. So we will not be going with the lower high cabinets. Everything should be at these 42-inch high cabinets. So the bottom alignment would be at 54 inches. The top alignment would be at 96 inches, as you can see inside of that double oven cabinet. So we do want the top alignment just to be, as you see in that double oven cabinet, which is 96 inches high. And as you see, that does stop below the room crown molding, which is about 3.5 inches tall. So they do have a taller room crown molding inside of here. We do not want to go up to the room crown molding. We want to hold it short, just like what you're seeing here. And there will be a little bit of space there. But again, we still will want to have a crown molding along with a riser. So you can either order a 3-inch wide filler or a starter molding to put on top of this. And that will leave the crown molding able to adjust up and down as needed. So that is going to be something that we do highly suggest. Now, as far as the length of this cabinet here, as we can see on this run, we do have 132 inches maximum from that far wall to the end of the cabinets, with the current cooktop being centered at 66 inches. Now, this spacing here is actually going to be to the sink faucet, which is 98.5 inches. And that is from the back tile wall all the way to the center line of this faucet here, as well as this 126.75 of an inch is actually going to be from this back drywall behind the fridge to the center line of this faucet here as well. So that is going to be the location of our plumbing that we do have inside of there. And as we are talking about the plumbing, I'm going to go ahead and go underneath the sink as well. We do have a strong back wall, which is a framed wall, which has cabinetry panels going all around it. But as you can see over here, all of the plumbing actually comes down through the floor. You can see that it does come down through the floor over here. I'm sorry, right over there in the back area. And you could see that some of the supply lines actually come through the floor as well. So inside of this strong back wall that we do have here, we actually don't have any plumbing going through it. Most of the time, mostly it's just the electric that is going through there. So one option that we did talk about is actually taking this countertop and making it one flat long countertop. The homeowner was concerned about that because of relocating these outlets and switches within this wall. As you can see, there are a couple of different ones within the wall there. Now, you can always relocate one outlet over here. If you did decide to flatten the wall out, you can always put an outlet over here as well. Now, these outlets are going to be more convenience outlets and not necessarily counted as far as outlets inside of your kitchen. So if you are looking at codes, anything that has a overhang on there is not going to be counted as a real outlet or a convenience outlet for a kitchen. So on this island, if we are going to continue having the overhang on this side as well as on this side here, the only place you can place an outlet is going to be on that dishwasher side on the other side over there. So that is going to be the only outlets that you could place. You can also place pop-up outlets out of the countertop if you are interested in any of those. Again, go ahead and get with your designer for different options, but there are going to be a couple of different options if you do decide to take this down to level as far as what you can do with the switches, the pendant light switches, as well as the outlets that are inside of your island. There are going to be a couple of different ways to handle that. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and move over to this wall over here, which is the refrigerator wall. And a couple of notes to go ahead and note about this refrigerator wall. as we're looking at this pantry, this built-in pantry is going to remain as is. So that is not going to change. We do have a deeper depth cabinet over here. It is almost 27 inches deep. That's actually a little bit deeper. I believe that measurement of that cabinet actually came out to be 27 3/8 of an inch deep for this double oven cabinet, which is deeper than normal. So please do keep that in mind when you are designing this. The homeowner was talking about having a new counter depth fridge placed in. One thing that we do want to do, again, going back to those specifications, let's make sure that this door will open fully, because if we do a counter depth fridge, this door is going to be behind, as you can see, this corner wall here. So one of the things that we do want to do is just make sure that we have enough space so that the door does not hit the corner, just like it does not hit the corner right now. We would not want this spacing here to interfere with the door operation of the new fridge. So when you are looking at the new fridge or the model numbers, please do look at the specifications on how much space is required by the fridge with the doors completely fully open. One other thing to note is that in this spacing here, we do have almost 42 inches, about 41 inches. Now that is from approximately the front of the handles to the edge of this countertop. So as you can see from the front of the actual box of the fridge, or the front of the door of the fridge, not including the handles, to the actual side of the cabinets, we actually have a little bit more spacing there. But we did give you an estimated spacing as far as 41 inches. We want to make sure that we keep that spacing. Now, from the wall, that measurement from the wall back there, the drywall, to the edge of the countertops is going to be accurate. That spacing there is actually going to be the 79 inches that you do see right here. And then the overall cabinet length is 96 inches with a 12-inch overhang. So on this side here, you do have a 12-inch overhang. On this side, it is 11.5 inches. We can round that up to be 12 inches. That is what your overhang is looking like. And speaking about the overhangs, as you can see underneath here, we do have a couple of corbels, which we will need additional countertop support for anything over 10 inches. That is typically a standard. One thing you'll want to do is talk to the countertop company and make sure that anything over 10 inches will require additional countertop support. If so, you can always order the hidden brackets, or you can order the decorative corbels as you're seeing right here. Now, one of the other things that we did talk about outside of this corner here, this would be the only corner that has a outside corner molding, or we would need to order at least 2 panels and have our installers miter those 2 panels together. Please talk with our installers to see which one is going to be the best practice to go ahead and use. Now, on these outside corners right here, what is actually planned on being done is going to be a box column filler, or a box column, either 3x3 or a 6x6 box column. And then along the base of this, instead of having the quarter round there, the homeowner would actually like to have a wraparound furniture board base molding. So that is a decorative base molding that will end up going right along the bottom side over here. Now, with those box columns, there are a couple of different ways that we may be able to do them and install them. Sometimes the cabinet companies will order some of the taller heights, but not the shorter heights. However, what we can do is, if we have a box column that fits the sizing requirements that we are looking for, then we can install those box columns on those corners, on those outside corners, and fit them to the actual cabinets on site. And then you'll be able to run the baseboard, just like what you're seeing over there, right around all of the box columns and around the island itself. The other way is to order a couple of 6-inch fillers, and that way those fillers can be mitered, placed together to form a box, and cut down to size, inscribed to the exact size and height that the countertop is going to be at, and then install the baseboard going around those fillers as well, those makeshift box corners. So those are 2 different ways. go ahead and get with your installer, see which way is going to be the best and which way is going to be suggested. You can always contact Dwayne, and he is going to, or you could contact Right Way Cabinetry or Dwayne, and those two will be the best sources as far as what our installers can and cannot do, or will and will not do. The homeowner did also talk about or mention a temporary kitchen. So go ahead and talk to him about the positives, negatives, and if that is able to be done inside of this kitchen here. Now, as we're talking through the base of the island, you can see that they do have a quarter round going around the island as well as around the strip of regular cabinets. So we will still want to order the quarter round along with scribe molding. And as I mentioned earlier, and at least one outside corner molding for this small area, especially if we are keeping this at 2 levels instead of going to just the 1 level. Now, those are going to be most of the notes. So just to kind of go over this real quickly with you, as you can see, the floor is only plus or minus a ½ inch. The ceiling is a 1/4 inch. The casework that you do see on this doorway over here is 3 1/4 inches, and the room molding is 3 1/2 inches tall. We do want to do the demo, but this home is a newer build home, so there is going to be no lead testing done for this demo work. And as you can see, we do have granite counters, so make sure that we are planning accordingly for that as well. For the microwave oven combo unit, the double oven will be removed, and a new microwave oven combo unit is planned to be placed inside of there as well. Again, model numbers are going to be key, but talking with the homeowner, it does look like this will be a single unit microwave oven combo unit instead of having a microwave separate from the actual oven, which is a different option. So let's make sure with the model numbers, but that is what we are expecting and planning today. The cooktop is going to change to a range. The top alignment of all of these cabinets will still, as I mentioned, hold short of the ceiling, but it will be at that 96-inch high top alignment. We do want 42-inch high wall cabinets. The 36-inch range, as I mentioned earlier. All of the appliances are still to be picked. So although we have some of the sizes and some ideas for them, we do not have any model numbers at this time. The hardwood floors that you do see here are planned to remain. We do also want a glass option for this cabinet here and that cabinet over there. That way they would be decorative glass. And a note for the electricians is we do plan on also having under cabinet lighting as well. As you can see, we do have some under cabinet lights already incorporated into it, but if we do new under cabinet lighting, the under cabinet lighting can be installed either by the cabinet company into the cabinets and integrated into them, which ends up being a nice clean look if they do offer that. And then the electrician can just hardwire the lights in. The only thing that he would have to do is make sure that he has the whips pulled for wherever the electric needs to be connected to the cabinet itself. The other way is to have the electrician install under cabinet LED lights after the cabinets have been installed. Even still then, they would still want to pull the electrical whips or the electrical wires out. So for the rough-in portion of this project, however, they could connect the new LED under cabinet lighting after that to those electrical wires. And one thing I do always suggest is if you do that second way, for the electricians, try and do the LED strip lights with a diffuser cover on top of them. That ends up giving a nice cleaner look to the overall under cabinet lights. Also, in case you are sitting, for example, at these 2 chairs here, looking up, you're not getting blinded by any LED lights or anything else like that. So that is something to keep in mind. As you said, under cabinet lighting, we do want to keep the same footprint here as well. And then below here, we do have a stand-up crawl space. So we do have a crawl space below just in case we need to move anything such as water lines, pipes, electrical, etc. And the fridge may also be a counter depth fridge. Again, we're still looking at that counter depth fridge and the options there. So then we have the top alignment for the cabinets, and we may need some additional countertop support. which we already over. This is going to be a couple of different ideas that we already mentioned about the corner post and how to go ahead and accomplish that. So I'll show you the floor plan just one more time and then the overall kitchen. But my name is Cedric. I am with Right Way Cabinets. And if you do have any questions, you can always reach me at 847-651-7278. Thank you. And I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day.